All right, you live in a high-tax state. You're probably worried about the fallout of a tax cut plan that could remove being able to deduct those high taxes that your residents pay in a high-tax state. Republican New Jersey State Senator Michael Doherty joins us right now. Senator, thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
Good afternoon, Bill.
That's fine. Steve Sweeney, the president of the New Jersey Senate, said to the Observer Online, of course, he's a big Democrat. Of course, he wants to work with the new governor-elect on hiking taxes on the upper income in your fine state, my state too, I should reveal. He has said he has voted for that type of legislation 7 times, and he said, to me, it is a top priority. He goes on to say, but I'm actually getting very, very nervous now with what's happening in Washington. In other words, hiking taxes on people who could just up and leave as a result because they can't deduct that anymore might be counterproductive. What do you make of that?
Well, it seems a little hypocritical to me, Neil. We're already seeing folks leaving New Jersey, business owners. They can live in Florida for 6 months and 1 day and avoid New Jersey's very high income taxes. And now that at the federal level we're seeing some changes in the federal income tax code, we're hearing about how New Jersey may be uncompetitive. But at the same time, we have Governor-elect Phil Murphy, Senate President Steve Sweeney. They're committed to raising the income tax now to 10.75%, making New Jersey among the highest in the entire country.
Highest rate. You're talking about the highest rate. Now, Sweeney, who will be my special guest at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Your World on Fox News, he was saying maybe not. So what do you think of that?
Maybe not what?
Maybe not hike that tax. In this environment.
Well, yeah, he's certainly reconsidering that, because if you take a look, if the tax goes to 10.75% in New Jersey, somebody making $1 million in New Jersey, $1 million income, would pay $107,000 to the state. And then also on top of that, if you don't get the deduction anymore at the federal level, you're looking at $150,000 just because you happen to live in the state of New Jersey. So millionaires are pretty smart folks. They're going to move their operation out of New Jersey, maybe move to Florida, Texas, one of these states that doesn't have a state income tax.
You know, you might be right. I don't think in the end they really care. I mean, if they're pushing as they are a minimum wage of $15, not that the state pays for that. I mean, they put the onus on business. I understand that. But there are a number of initiatives that the governor-elect wants to pursue, as well as the Senate president. Remember, they've got the full run of the table in your fine state, my state. So they can kind of do what they want, and I don't think they really think through the possibility people will leave thinking that won't happen, but it has happened, and Democratic governors have seen it, Republican governors have seen it. The money is fungible and movable, isn't it?
Well, absolutely, and we saw this. The Democrats did have control when I first got in the legislature. McGreevey and then John Corzine, they raised taxes 115 times, and high wealth individuals have left the state of New Jersey, and I think it's going to happen again. Governor Christie, I haven't always agreed with him, but the Democrats, when he was governor, tried to raise the state income tax 5 times, and Governor Christie vetoed it each and every time. And now we have a governor-elect, Phil Murphy, who's already promising he wants to have free college, universal health care. He's made so many promises. We added them up in New Jersey. It was $75 billion of new additional spending, and he's going to have to come up with a funding source to keep all of his promises that he made to his public employees and his union buddies. And we're frankly sick and tired of paying the bill here in the state of New Jersey. There's middle-class people in New Jersey that they pay property tax bills of $25,000 a year, and now he wants to Governor-elect Murphy and Sweeney, they want to increase the state income tax. So people are not going to stand for it. They want to live in freedom. They want to make a living and not have to turn it all over to the state government.
Well, I mean, you might be right, but they did overwhelmingly elect the governor-elect. And that was part of the package. But I do want to ask you about how you feel about what Republicans are doing here to force changes in these high-tax states so that taxpayers there can't write off their taxes. What do you think?
Well, I think there's some positive impact. In New Jersey, we had the entire election. Murphy and Senate President Sweeney said we're absolutely raising the state income tax to 10.75%, and now they've had to rethink that. and it's going to put some pressure that they make the tough decisions. Look, in New Jersey, everything the government does costs 3 to 4 times as much as any other state. And it's a fact. We can look at how road construction projects are 12 times the national average. Nobody in New Jersey wants to look about how we spend the money and spending it more carefully. They just want to look for a new pot of money around the corner. And this is going to make Murphy and Sweeney rethink before they sock it to the taxpayers once again.